They call him Abu al-Hol, the father of terror. But to the ancients, he was something entirely different. Before history was written, before empires rose and fell, he was watching. A creature of myth, the body of a lion, the head of a king, carved from a single massive piece of limestone. For over 4.5 millennia, he has guarded the horizon. But how did his story begin? Let's rewind the clock, back to the old kingdom of Egypt, the reign of Pharaoh Khafre. It is 2500 BCE. The architects of Khafre look at a massive, imperfect limestone bedrock left over from building the Great Pyramids. Where others saw an obstacle, the pharaoh sought immortality. The chisel struck stone, thousands of blows, day after day. The body of the lion was shaped first, a symbol of raw power and the sun god Ra. But the head was human, the intelligence of a god-king ruling over the brute strength of the beast. Months turned into years. Slowly, the guardian of the horizon awoke from the rock. And he wasn't the pale stone we see today. He was painted, brilliant reds, deep blues, and vibrant yellows. He stood as the ultimate protector of the Giza necropolis, a masterpiece of human ambition. Priests chanted at his feet, offerings were made. He was revered as Harmakis, Horus in the horizon. For centuries, he was the beating heart of Egypt's spiritual power. But empires fade, and nature always reclaims its territory. As the old kingdom collapsed, the desert winds blew. Slowly, the sand rose, up his paws, over his back, up to his neck. For 1,000 years, the great lion slept, buried alive, only a severed head floating in a sea of dunes. Until the year 1400 BCE, a young prince named Thutmose was hunting in the desert. Exhausted from the brutal sun, he sought refuge in the shadow of the great stone head. As he slept, the Sphinx spoke to him in a dream. "Clear away the sand," the stone god whispered, "and I shall make you king of Egypt." The prince kept his promise. He cleared the sand, uncovered the giant paws, and soon after, he was crowned pharaoh. Between the paws, Thutmose placed the dream steel, cementing the pact between man and monument. The guardian was awake once more, but his battle with time was far from over. Time is the ultimate destroyer. The vibrant paints cracked and faded. Conquerors came and went. The Greeks, the Romans, they marveled at him, yet the sand always returned. And then, the greatest mystery of all, his missing nose. Was it a cannonball, a religious zealot, or just the cruel hands of time? The Sphinx never tells. By the Middle Ages, the sands had swallowed him once again. He became Abu al-Hol, the father of terror to those who didn't know his origins. In 1798, Napoleon arrived. He stared into the eyes of the giant, realizing that all human glory is fleeting compared to this stone watcher. It wasn't until the modern era that humanity decided to wake the guardian one last time. In the 1920s, after a decade of monumental effort, the sand was finally defeated. The beast was fully revealed. But he was scarred. The wind, the rain, and rising groundwater had eaten deep into his limestone flesh. A new battle began, not of building, but of preserving, saving the father of terror from crumbling into dust. Today, he sits on the edge of two worlds, the silent desert behind him, a roaring metropolis in front of him. Millions come every year. They take their photos, they marvel at his scale, they wonder about his secrets. But if you stand still and look deep into those empty, ancient eyes, you feel it. You feel the weight of 5,000 years staring back at you. He has seen the architects of the ancient world. He has seen kings crowned and forgotten. He watched the birth of human civilization, and he waits, silently, as we write our future. We paint him with light now, telling his story in a dozen languages, but his true voice is the silence, a silence that echoes louder than any modern noise. Legends say there is a hall of records beneath his paws, a hidden library of ancient wisdom. Modern science detects voids, empty spaces in the bedrock below, yet he refuses to give up his final secrets. He is the ultimate riddle, a creature born of human hands, yet standing as an immortal force of nature. As the sun sets over the Giza Plateau, his shadow stretches across the desert, just as it did for Khafre. We build our towers of glass and steel, thinking we have conquered the world. But Abu al-Hol reminds us of our fragility. He watched our ancestors, and long after our cities are gone, he will likely still be here, watching the horizon. The Father of Terror? No, he is the keeper of time, and time is the only true master. Thanks for listening.